Hey, what's good? It's your girl Pika over here in Singapore calling in once again. It is Saturday night. Technically, it's Sunday morning. You know me, I'm a night owl, so I don't really sleep, which is probably not the best idea, but I'll figure that out later. I'll sleep when I die. Um, so today was interesting. We had a very jam-packed day. I started off over at East Coast, and we had a secondary English workshop this morning at about 10 o'clock. Once we were done with that, we walked on down to East Gate, and we had two back-to-back, well, technically three back-to-back workshops, because one started at 1 o'clock, the next one started at 2 o'clock, the third one started at 3:30, and by the time we were done with that, my boss had to run off to Rochor for a 5 o'clock workshop. So yeah, we were jamming today. Um, the workshops went pretty well, I think, but from what I'm seeing, we are most effective when the numbers are small. I know that it would be smarter to do bigger numbers to get, people in and signed up and everything, but I feel like our conversion rate is higher when the groups are small because they get a little more of a personalized delivery, and we answer their specific questions, and then we're able to talk to all of them before we let out. But that's just my small opinion. We have two more tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But I got out of there about 5 o'clock and headed back home. Hung out with baby girl for a little bit. Was trying to work through some content creation for the business, and finally decided I needed to cook because gotta cook every week basically. Cooked tonight and ended up watching a movie as well. I don't know if you've noticed, oh, not noticed, but I don't know if you've heard, there is a really great series out called The Good Doctor. It's based on an autistic doctor who's also a he has savant syndrome. So basically, he is a brilliant young man with just a little bit of a difficulty when it comes to communication. So very, very inspiring, very, very interesting. The way he communicates, the way he sees things, the way he interprets, human behavior, just very, very beautiful. I really enjoy who he is. And believe it or not, this is the young man. I believe it's the same young man from the Spiderwick Chronicles. Really, really talented actor, but he has like a panache for that kind of standoffish character. Not quite the kind that fits in with everyone. Just very observant, and just an interesting character all around. Those are the two movies I know him best for, and it seems like he kind of plays the same kind of personality traits. So it's kind of cool. But I love the idea of this young man being a very qualified doctor, a surgeon, to be honest, who happens to be autistic and suffers from savant syndrome as well. Not really suffers, I guess. Savant syndrome is something that is quite amazing. Anyway, was watching that with baby girl and was able to kind of lose myself in the storyline, which is nice because lately I have not been able to get out of my head. I want to talk to you about intuition because obviously I'm a big spirit person. I'm an empath. I'm a light worker. I like dealing with people. I like helping people. I like talking to people. But what I find sometimes is when I am involved on a deep level with somebody, I tend to lose all focus outside of it. It's happened in all of my other relationships, which is probably the reason it keeps showing up, because I haven't learned my lesson yet. But even so, I feel like there are two sides to this predicament. It's almost like if I don't care enough, or I'm sorry, if I don't get caught up in it, I feel like I'm not showing the person that I care enough. And if I do get caught up, I feel like I'm not doing myself any justice because I tend to put myself or my needs, my dreams on a back burner in order to help the next person. Now, I'm not complaining about any of this. It's just that I feel like my intuition is broken as of late. Where I used to find inspiration and messages and signs, whatever you want to call it, where I was able to derive guidance from the world around me, I feel like I get too many um, too many signs. It's almost in so many different directions that I don't know which one to turn to. And perhaps it's because I'm looking more diligently that with each passing moment when I do look, it's for a different version of me. Obviously, I'm not the same person I was 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago or 40 years ago, 4 years ago. Everything is different. So as I change, my reality changes as well because my thoughts are creating constantly. And I feel like as I go to search for these signs, they differ. They kind of contradict themselves based on my mood. And I understand that. I realize that. Knowing is half the battle, right? But I feel like it's almost like I can't stop looking, which I need to. In order for it to be really random and seriously, delivered by a source, I feel like I need to step back a little bit more. I need to stop obsessing, which is what I'm doing. I feel like I am obsessing at the moment. And all of the guidance that I'm getting is pointing me in like contradicting directions. Yes, I do believe in gut instinct. I do believe that when I am quiet and when I'm able to disengage from the drama around me, that I am able to understand what it is I need to do, and I'm able to fix or course correct my energy so that I am able to go about my business, handle my business. But in those rare occasions, okay, I'm lying when I say rare. They're not rare. Right now, they happen all the time. It's like I can't get disentangled from it. And it's driving me nuts. It's not allowing me to move forward, and I seem to be stuck in the same place, like almost like running in place. I know what I have to do, but I am somehow unable to do it. As much as I think about what I need to do, as much as I understand what I need to do, somehow it's like I'm addicted. I can't stop. And that is where I am upset at the moment. I don't have the time to waste. I have all of the resources that I would ever need to move forward and get really going on my business, like really gain some traction. But I find that I am unable to be productive. It is my fault. It's all in my hands. I truly understand that. But I feel like I can't. I don't even know how to say it. I'm not actively adjusting. I am getting swept away in the emotion, which is also dangerous because then I'm co-creating the emotion that I'm feeling, which is not a good emotion. It's a panic-stricken, I'm lost kind of emotion. And I'm having trouble getting my bearings, unfortunately. What this means for me as a person is that I'm unable to get out of my own way. I know what I need to do. I know I know the situation is perfect. I know that everything I need is aligned. I know that I can have everything I've ever wanted. But for some reason, it's like the pebble in my shoe is tripping me up. It's the only thing I can think about. So that's where it is at the moment. I am stuck. I understand that I'm stuck. I don't want to be stuck, and I know that the simplest thing is to focus on the things that I do have, rather than things that I don't have, in order to kind of get myself out of my own way. This is where the Gratefulness Project has come into play. It started off as a random challenge from a fellow regional vice president through the Crown for Success Network. And she said, look, I need to get it, out in front of my audience a little bit more. Somebody said that she started off with, 30 days every day being live, and I want to do the same thing. Who wants to go live for 30 days in a row with me? And I thought, you know what? Every time there's a challenge, I normally say yes, and then I figure it out later. And I thought, you know what? I've been thinking about doing a Gratefulness Project for many, many months now, and just haven't gotten around to doing it, so why not? This is the perfect excuse. So every morning, as soon as I get up, I do get on live on Instagram and Facebook. I haven't figured out how to do both at the same time yet. I'll get there. But basically I do one and then the other. And the whole premise is to get up and the first thoughts or first words out of my mouth should be something that I'm grateful for. I would like for this to be the way I frame my day so that I can push forward and make sure that I stay grateful, because I know gratefulness works wonders in your life. And I truly am grateful. I really am happy with the way things are. They can always be better, but I also realize that they could always be worse. So I'm working on that, and I'm hoping that this little piece of guidance that I've been giving to do, the opportunity to do this will help sort my mood and my feelings out a little bit. A couple of other things have really like kind of thrown up flags for me. A key piece of legal documentation that was to prove that I was divorced suddenly seems to be missing in the court system of the US. So apparently I'm still married. I am looking to find out why and what happened. And as a result, I've had to contact my ex again to get all this sorted out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, all of this will sort itself out, and I will be divorced once again. Another piece of information is I have another situation that cropped up within the family, and I am in a position to be able to help. And I have happily taken on the responsibility, and I am grateful that I am in a position to be able to do these things. And hopefully everything will sort itself out with as little muss or fuss as possible. And I'm just grateful that I'm in a position to be able to do these things. So just a lot of things up in the air, which makes it harder for me to concentrate on the things that I do need to work on, because my heart goes out to these people that are, in chaos that I'm able to help. My mind is a little bothered by the fact that I spent a whole year thinking I was divorced when I'm not. And then, the other intuitive situations that I'm having trouble with. It's a twin flame separation situation, and I wish I knew better, and I wish I was able to stay patient and listen to the guidance, but for some reason I'm really antsy and super panicky, and it's not helping anything. So like I mentioned, I think I may have broken my intuition, or maybe like overwhelmed the system a little bit, but now that I've said it out loud, I feel like maybe I can get a hold of myself and rein it in a little bit. Maybe just, find a way to refocus anytime I find my mind wandering. For those of you out there who also trust signs, also look for guidance outside of yourself, trust the fact that, when someone says something and it resonates with you, that's also intuition. When someone says something and it irritates you to no end, that is also intuition. It's your gut instinct telling you that, hey, this is not good energy. That's good energy. Stay away from the things that hurt you. Go towards the things that make you happy. So if nothing else, I know this very well, but doing is a lot harder than saying, which is why people say, don't trust the words of somebody, trust their actions. So, with that in mind, I'm hoping that you can navigate your world as well as I am going to try to navigate mine. That's pretty much all I have for tonight, but hopefully I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay? Enjoy your Saturday evenings, and I will catch you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.